What's up, everyone? Today we have another pressure washer. It's a Honda GC160 5 horse, so it's a good motor. It's the adjustable kind. I do like that. The ones that automatically go to idle when you release the trigger, they're nice, don't get me wrong, but I've had problems when they either won't return or won't go down to idle, which that one's a lot less. You just turn it off when you're not using it. But this one you just push down, so that's pretty good. I like that. But that's not the point of the story. This engine has no problems. Completely fine. It runs fine. I think I pulled on it 2 times and started right up. Not a problem. The problem on this one is this. It does not make pressure. I got this as a trade for another one. So, yeah, I mean, it's to be expected when you get something like that. I don't know what I want to do. So here's my dilemma. I'm like 95% sure I'm just going to be replacing the pump on this. It happens all the time. Not too concerned over it, it'll be fine. But I have a wand, I have a hose, I have everything. I just really need the pump to work, obviously. Last night, I found a pump that was on sale that was rated for a 5 horsepower engine that would do 2700 psi at 2.2 gallons per minute. That's pretty much the max that you're going to get out of this size of engine. Anything above that, you're going to need to go to at least like a 6.5 horse. I prefer the 6.5 myself, but that's just my preference. Now, the reason why I like that one is just a lot easier to start. This is going to be a little bit of a bear. You're going to have to hold down the trigger just so the pressure builds up, assuming I get that pump, which I bought. Bought it, and it's going to be here in another couple days. I actually bought 2 of them. It was a pretty good sale. So it was on originally like $75, and after the sale, I think it was like $39, brand new. I mean, granted, it's not the most high quality of pumps in the world, so, but it'll get the job done. It'll be good for a homeowner, and you can use it for a long time and have no problems. It'd be the same thing if you went to like a hardware store and just bought like a Troy-Bilt or Ryobi or any of those store brand ones. So that's on its way. In the meantime, I did buy 2 because it's going to happen eventually. I'm going to need another one, and I'll just put it on my shelf and wait. It's not like they're going to go bad or out of style. So, let's see here. I tried using it, no pressure. What I want to do now is probably take off the head. I don't know if I want to do the whole thing. Thinking just the head and go from there. I want to look at the condition of it. Is it just dirty? Is it something I can clean? Because if I don't have to put that new one on, that'd be great. So let's put you in the stand. We'll take it apart little by little, and then we'll see if we can get it running and making pressure again. If not, then the second half of this video is going to be me putting a new one on. So I looked at the sale again, and they still have it. So to be honest, while I was looking at the specs to make sure that I told you the right ones, which I did, I bought 2 more. So at the very least, I'll have 4 coming my way. Should be here on Tuesday. Today's Saturday, so that's not too bad. Let me explain the reason why I do that. I get these a lot, and in my area, for anything that's around 27 to 3100 psi, I could usually sell for like 180, sometimes 200 if it's in really good condition, Honda engine, all that. Once you start throwing Briggs in the mix, that's just gets dirty. But let's say on average 160 to 180. So you spend 80 bucks on a pump. So now you are down to 100 profit. Then if it doesn't come with a wand and hose, that minimum is $60. Minimum if you get the crappy one. So now you're down to $40 profit. And unless you got the machine for free, you don't really make anything. I got it as a trade, so I did lower like 20 bucks down. He was fine with it. He was going to recycle it anyway. So let's say I paid 20. Okay, now 40. That's 60. I have the wand and hose, which technically I did buy for a different one and I sold, and he didn't want it and he asked me just to keep it. I said, yeah, definitely, of course. So now I have that. So let's say I did buy the wand. There's 60. 120. I sell this for 180, make 60 bucks and a video. I'm okay with that. This is a hobby, it's not my job. If this is your job, you don't want to do this. But that's why I buy them in bulk. Oh. That's nasty. So when that is one of the cleanest bolts, you know there's nothing good in there. So I have the engine on off. Let's get you a better view. I mean, I don't suspect this is any problem, but let's just make sure each one of those moves. Yeah, there's no problem there. That's our problem. So let's take a look and see what happens. So after kind of rethinking it, water goes in the other side, comes out here. I mean, I think the right thing to do is to take off both. We're gonna have to take, looks like 3 bolts out, and maybe that'll pop out. Sometimes there's oil in there. That's my concern. Or it could just be in the actual, like this. I'm pretty sure it's just in here, but I'm going to put a rag underneath it just in case. Take those out and then we'll go to the carb station with both pieces. And I turned the ultrasonic cleaner on because I'm sure we'll put those in there. So I took it off and I was right. There was this oil-ish substance in there. It probably started off like a gear oil or something, assuming. There's usually special types you put in pumps, commonly known as pump oil. At least that's what I always called it. So I took it off, spewed everywhere. Luckily, I had like a bread pan underneath there. It was the perfect size. So that's fun. And in here, there's these. These are the parts that we saw before that were moving. There's a rotating disc inside, and this simply just rides on there. We'll look at it later. So I just kind of want to clean some of this off. Put some new oil in there. I believe I do have some. and then we'll take a look at the actual head, which I'm like 95% sure is the problem. I mean, none of this looks horrible at all, except for the condition of this oil. I'm just making sure nothing was like obviously broken. I don't think we have a plug anywhere. We could. Don't get me wrong, I mean, that's always a possibility too. I just don't think that's the cause of it. It's not going to be the easiest thing to get out, but it's okay. Let's see here. Here it looks like there's a slot. Little screwdriver. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that. I'll probably have to take it to the vise. Or maybe not. Maybe I don't even have to do anything to it. I might just put this whole thing in the ultrasonic cleaner after I wash it off and get as much oil as I can out of it. But yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll take these seals out though. Let's put this towel down. Maybe catch some of the whatever grease is. Because it wasn't leaking. So I don't suspect these seals are bad. Of course they might be after I get them picking at them. It is awfully gooey in there. Very not good in here. If they don't come out, I'm just going to put it in the cleaner. Like I said, I don't suspect it's going to survive, but yeah. Oh, that one came out. Little O-ring. That's solid, that's solid, that's solid. I could just take this off, but what exactly would that do? I guess it would give me another opening to clean out, so that's always a good thing. I think this is going to be easier to remove than that. Looks like 15/16 is the magic number for this. Ew. Well, looks like there was a seal in there. We'll put that aside. Huh. Is that what would be considered the unloader? Because there isn't one on this, at least nothing I can find. I'm not too familiar with these style of pumps, as you can probably tell, because I usually just replace them. They're that old. But this is 2021. Why not learn a new skill? Does it come out? Something's shaking. What is it? Oh, it's this. Well, we're just going to put the whole thing in like that, except after I rinse it off. Now we get to the part that I think is probably the culprit. Let's take these out. Probably should have done this in the very beginning, because if this isn't, if these are not even worth it, just buying the repair is going to cost more than the actual pump that I bought. Plungers, I think they are. Yeah, plungers. We'll go with plungers. Usually there's 6. Maybe this one only has 3. Let's see if they want to play nice. Not really. At least not that one. You can just pull up on them. That's probably, I mean, they are seated in there, but oh, got you. This one seems to be a little bit more cooperative. Until then, they appear to be fine now. That would be nice to get in there. It's getting pretty questionable now. I'm not going to deal with that. Could this be the bottom of the other ones? I think they are. Okay. That's why there's 6. The other 3 are just right here. Okay. So the bottom of these look like this. Well, what else? Put everything in the cleaner. I'm going to run for a good 20 minutes. Let me see if I can work on this a little bit more. Not breaking anything. Like I said, a pack of these are just can be more than it's gonna be for anything else on here. So, well, worth me to buy. I cannot talk right now. A pack of these is gonna cost me more than if I just bought that new pump, which I have multiple on their way. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that be. Put them in the cleaner. I'm sure the sound is horrible, but this is all the time. Hard to actually clean everything. You know, I always say it's something about the older Sonic cleaner, but I actually want to show it this time. It's almost done. Let's see, got another 6 seconds. This machine has saved me hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. And it's dirty. I probably should take care of it, but I probably had it for a good 3 years now. This particular one. So, if you don't have one of these, I highly suggest getting one. So I was fully prepared to say that nothing really important happened and probably a waste of time, which, don't worry, probably still is. But this fell out. Now, it looks right here like it could have used some type of O-ring. I don't know. It didn't have one when it fell out. I don't see one down there, which is where it came from. See the corrosion though. So that was stuck before. Now it's not. That's good. So I'm going to put everything back together, the opposite of how it went back, or was disassembled, and then bring it back. We'll see if it makes pressure or not. Something I don't think I showed earlier was just how these worked. There's just a spring over them. Goes through. Spring. Goes through. And then those on the other side, like I said, go all the way through. And then they ride on, in fact, let's just go look at it. This just moves, you can tell that it's at an angle, so it just kind of presses them and just sits in this little center area, and they just all three of them just go back and forth, creating pressure. Yes, I know, keep the laughter to a minimum. Something I both forgot and kind of glossed over is put oil on it. You have to do it like this. It's not like others, you just pour it in. There's a vacuum, so you're not going to be able to get much of anything in there. And also, you do not use motor oil. Get real pump oil. That's going to save you. Motor oil has detergents in there that will ruin it. The real fun part is putting it back on. And I'm going to fill about halfway. Oh, there we go. Might have been a little bit too much. I'm going to pour a little bit out and back in there, but yeah. I'm just going to tip the engine on its back, and then I have to kind of do like some awkward putting it on, but that's what happens with these Yay pumps. Okay, got it connected to the hose. I flushed it out, just let the hose run with the engine off, get all the air out. Let's turn it on. So what I think is happening is that piece that was dislodged, I think it wasn't really 100% clean in there. There was a little bit of corrosion. I think I might bring it back, clean it up a little bit more with like a Dremel, or maybe a wire wheel, real soft, and see if that helps. But it makes pressure, so I'm thinking that's our main problem. Go ahead, do that, we'll bring it back. Okay, put it back together, took the piece out. It was a little hard to take it out again. Wire wheeled it, cleaned it up really good, shiny. Did the same thing with the inside of the actual housing where it goes with a little wire brush and a Dremel. Washed that out, dried it out, put it back in. Slides perfect. So let's hope that was the problem. Well, seems to have done it. So that black piece on the side was the key this whole time. I mean, I'm glad I serviced the pump, don't get me wrong. It would have been a lot easier just to know that was the problem. I mean, I guess it could have been a lot of things without just one of them, but it could have been. So, but if you're having the same problem, take off that black piece on the side. Try to push out. I found if you take the place where the pressure washer hose goes and takes a air gun and blow through, it usually just pops the piece right out. At least that's how I got it out when I disassembled it a second time. Okay, well, if you like what you see, keep watching. Definitely subscribe. Catch me on the next one. Leave a comment and put a thumbs up. Have a good night.